Hi there, Librans. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Astrogirl, and we're looking at the week November 7 through November 13. And of course, Tuesday, November 8, it's set to be a very exciting time indeed. It's an exciting day because it's the Melbourne Cup Down Under, and it's the US presidential election. And we could see our first female president of the United States, following in the footsteps of the first black president of the United States. We could see a reality star with clown-like hair and makeup become the president of the United States. So it's going to be interesting no matter what happens. The interesting thing also is that on November 8, Mars, the planet of energy and passion, changes signs. It's in Capricorn when the sun rises on the 8th, and then it moves into Aquarius later in the day, which is interesting because it favors Hillary in the morning and Donald in the afternoon. Now, in the US, voting is not compulsory. You don't have to vote if you don't want to. And also, he or she who gets the most votes doesn't necessarily win. It's a very different voting system here to any other. And they have these voting districts and all this business. And that's why there was all that trouble, years ago in Florida with the vote counting, the electoral ballots and everything. So there can be tampering and voter fraud. And it seems like very strange that, to me, that if you get more votes, you don't win. That's what happened with Al Gore. He got the popular vote, but he didn't get the electoral votes. So, it's all, I don't vote because I'm not a US citizen. So I just sit back and watch, more coverage about this election. And it's going to be so good when it's over. So we don't have to hear so much about them. And we just get on with running the country, hopefully. And of course, there is other planetary activity happening this week. Later on in the week, Friday, November 11, which is, of course, Remembrance Day, it's time for Venus to reign in the wilder side of Sagittarius and buckle down, moving into earthy Capricorn and focusing on the more practical side of love and money over the next month. On Saturday, November 12, Mercury emerges out of the depths of Scorpio and begins to bask in the Sagittarian world view of cheerful and optimistic communications that are focused on the future of sports, travel, religion, and higher education. Mercury, the planet of communication, paints with a very large brush in this fire sign. So for the next 3 weeks, be on the lookout for embellishments and exaggerations, especially from the newly elected president, because Mercury in Sagittarius really does look at the world, like, we were driving at 100 miles an hour, and then the passenger's like, Virgo or a Scorpio. No, it was 64 we were driving, that sort of thing. But if you know anyone born under the sign of Sagittarius or Aries, Leo, and you're in conversation with them and they start telling you wild stories, just remember they might be a little wilder than it really happened. It might not be that exciting. Have a great week. Great speaking to you. And I do look forward to speaking to you again next week.